UVA Community Credit Union is a member-owned, not-for-profit financial cooperative that has proudly served Central Virginia since 1954. Our primary mission is to promote financial wellness and focus on people, not profits, by supporting the needs of our members and investing in the communities we call home. Learn more at uvacreditunion.org. Welcome to our Raising Money Smart Kids series. This episode covers early learning. So kids are like little sponges, and around age 3, they can start learning the basics of money and how it works. You're going to begin with simple, basic concepts such as money as a tool of exchange, the foundation for saving money. We're going to really focus on needs versus want, that concept, and introduce currency, what they look like, the denominations, what they're called, and how we use them. These early topics will lay the groundwork for smart money habits later on. So needs and wants is a big one, right? Helping your children understand the difference between needs and wants is a great first step in building healthy money habits. And at the pre-K level, this concept can be introduced in simple everyday ways. One of the easiest ways to teach this is to talk about it, just during shopping trips or while making purchases. For example, when you're buying groceries, you might say we're buying fruits and vegetables because we need food to stay healthy. But the candy bar at the checkout is a want. We don't need it, but it might be a fun treat sometimes. So by narrating those choices, you're modeling the thought process behind those spending decisions. So a fun way to explore needs and wants is through games and activities, hands-on activities such as the CFPB, Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They have a free printable sorting game that has, as you can see, pictures of everyday items that you can sort together into needs and wants categories. You can even add some of your own items from at home or the shopping list. This can kind of give you a good place to start talking about why each item is a need and a want and make it a fun game. You can find this at the CFPB website under Money as You Grow. The key here, though, is going to be, repetition and conversation. The more often you name and talk about needs versus wants, the more it will become second nature. And over time, they'll really start to understand that while it's okay to want things, we need to take care of those essential needs first. This is also a good time to introduce an allowance. An allowance can be a powerful tool for teaching children about money management, responsibility, and decision making. Even at a young age, having a small amount of money to manage gives kids a chance to learn how to save, spend, and even give, all key habits that build lifelong financial skills. One common question many parents have is, should kids earn their allowance? There's no one-size-fits-all answer, but many families find a compromise works best. So, for example, they may have everyday chores that children are expected to do, like cleaning the room or, helping them pick up their toys. They're not paid because they're just part of being, a member of the family. Then you may provide a small base allowance, a regular amount that isn't tied to chores. It gives a chance to learn how to manage money consistently as a tool. So this is a kind of a learning opportunity, and we want kids to have something to work with. Then you may offer an incentive, additional money for extra tasks that go above and beyond. So if they help with something that's outside of their normal everyday chores, they can earn a little extra money. The blended approach teaches kids that we do some things because we're part of the team, part of the family, and we do some things that can earn money, especially if they go above and beyond. This starts to help build a strong work ethic and helps kids have a tool that they can use to learn to budget, plan, and do things that they want to do financially. So, how much allowance? Deciding how much allowance you should give your child doesn't have to be complicated. A simple rule of thumb is to base this on their age. So, for example, a 5-year-old might receive $5 a week. So, it keeps it age appropriate, manageable, and it gives them enough to start making real decisions about spending, saving, and giving. You want to make sure when you're paying allowance to try and give it out consistently on the same day and time each week. This helps them build a routine and begin to understand that money can come on schedule, kind of like a paycheck, right? You're connecting those dots. Write it on the family calendar, set a reminder, let it become part of the weekly rhythm. And have the exact amount of cash ready on allowance day. Younger children especially benefit from handling real money. This can also help with the currency identification and reinforces basic math skills like counting. Allowance is a great way to continue those conversations about needs versus wants. So, if your child wants to spend all of their money on small things, candy, toys, etc., it's okay to let them make some of those mistakes. And if, you know, they do realize that hopefully learning is part of this process. These early money lessons can give them a foundation to build on for the rest of their life. It's about giving your child the tools and experience to become confident and thoughtful with their choices. So, I know we've all heard of the savings jar. This is a great way to introduce young children to the idea of saving. At this age, they don't have a lot of patience, so start with small, reachable goals, maybe something that they can save for in a couple of days, not a couple of weeks, like a small toy or a stuffed animal. Take a picture of the item that they're saving for to the jar so they can see what they're working towards. And each day, give them a few coins to add to the jar and help them count as they drop it in. This simple routine can help build early math skills and help them develop their patience. When the jar is full, take them to buy the item that they've saved for and celebrate their achievement. Talk about how saving helped them reach their goal. Young children are naturally curious about money, especially when they see adults using it. At the pre-K level, introducing currency should be playful and hands-on. So you can start by just showing real coins and bills. Let them hold and explore, name each one. This is a penny, this is a quarter. Talk about how we use money to buy things that we need or want, like foods, toys, games, etc. The US Mint has some great coin-based activities like coloring pages, videos, and games that can help you introduce currency to your kids. You can also set up a pretend store with play money and items that they can buy. You want to make sure that you're pricing things at different levels. That helps them understand that money is exchanged for goods and services. And it starts that uh, building basic math and decision making. You're just kind of laying the foundation for that. Also helping them realize that different things have different values in terms of, currency and exchange. Reading books about money with young kids is also a great way to build those early financial skills. Stories can bring ideas like saving, spending, and earning to life and make that easier for kids to understand. And it's a great way to kind of start a conversation about real life situations like choosing between a toy or saving for something bigger. It could also introduce important vocabulary in a way that feels natural and age appropriate. The CFPB has a list of recommended stories that includes downloadable reading guides to give you questions and activities that can reinforce these early money lessons with your kids. And our last great resource for young learners comes from our friends at Sesame Street. Each video, activity, and resource aids in helping kids learn fundamental financial topics from characters they already know and love. Stay tuned. Our next video is on elementary school learning.